Hello, my name is Dan Hall and welcome to episode 7 of Calibration TV. Before I get started today, I wanted to make sure that everyone knows the best way to be notified about new episodes. I realize people see posts on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, but I can't control when those posts show up in your feed. Could be hours, it could be days before it shows up. If you sign up with your email address, that will ensure that you're immediately notified. So here's how you sign up. At the top of the page that you're on right now, you'll see a button that says Join Our Email List. Click on that and it'll ask for your email address and your first name only. If you have a moment, please sign up after watching today's episode. Many thanks. Okay, on to episode 7. As I mentioned in my last episode, I was getting ready to head out to the Measurement Science Conference, which was in Anaheim, California. MSC is one of the premier conferences for the calibration and metrology industry, but I hadn't been there in quite a while. It was great to be back. The conference was in the Disneyland Hotel, and unlike the NCSLI workshop that I attended last September, which moves to a different location each year, MSC always stays in Southern California. I recorded some great content that I'll be sharing with you in the next few weeks, including some interviews with MSC board members and organizers, great new product demonstrations, and I even visited the Aditel facility in Brea, California, and Fluke Calibration's pressure and flow facility in Phoenix, Arizona. So I look forward to sharing that content with you soon. However, today I wanted to share a big new product announcement that happened while I was out at MSC a few weeks ago. It was the much-awaited release of the new Fluke Portable Calibration Baths. These are a slightly larger version of Fluke's popular Microbath product line. I've been following this new product in development for years and I'm thrilled that it's finally ready for sale. Of course, Fluke Calibration had one of these new 6109A units in their booth at MSC, but I was lucky enough to get a preview version of the new portable baths a few weeks ago, and I filmed some video highlights while I had it. Take a look at the following video clip, and afterwards I want to highlight the differences between the old microbaths and the new models and talk about pricing and some free accessories you can get if you order units from me. Take a look. So welcome to the new Fluke Microbath. I want to show you a few new features of this unit. First of all, you can see just from the outside, totally different finish and material, all stainless steel, great for areas where you have to take the bath in and wipe down, perhaps with alcohol wipes, or into clean rooms where you have to clean it. You can see we've got a new controller compared to the old microbaths. No more of the few buttons where we have to kind of ramp up and down. We now have a controller very similar to the other Fluke drywell calibrators that they've released with a full numeric keypad and function keys. As you can see, the display is color, and because of that we have some new features we didn't have before. We have graphing capability, dedicated set point buttons, monitor buttons, so we don't have to go through the controller setup menu anymore in order to make changes to engineering units, degree C or degrees F, or set points. The biggest changes to the bath are probably in the bath opening itself. Instead of having the 2-inch diameter, 6-inch deep well that we had before, the new microbath has, this opening is about 4 inches by 4 inches. We have some accessories for holding different test devices inside the microbath. So this is an accessory they sell that can be used, and these screws right into the same holes as the cover. And this can be used for loading in test devices and moving them up or down depending on the fluid level or depending on how long the probes are. So I'm going to show you a picture here which had 4 1¼ inch sanitary flange caps, and one of the applications Fluke is definitely targeting for this microbath is the biotech and pharmaceutical industry, temperature sensors that have sanitary flanges on them. And as you can see, you can fit 4 of them in the bath at once as opposed to having to do them one at a time in the old style microbath. The new microbath also has 4 screw holes in the corner and used for mounting devices like this. So instead of having to use a separate stand for holding your probes into the bath or your reference probes, They now give you places to connect 4 of these accessories for holding probes or devices in the bath. Some nice changes to the back of the microbath also. Something that's been asked for that everybody would love to see on the microbaths is a proper drain, so you don't have to dump the bath upside down in order to get all the fluid out. There's a small safety cover on here that screws in so that it can't accidentally be opened. But if you take that cover off, you can take this out and empty the bath. This is a drain. It's located in the bottom of the well inside. This is another one of those drains, but this is for an overflow. So one of the accessories Fluke is selling is a tank that can be mounted on the back. And as the fluid expands, it will go into this overflow. Take this one out. And there's a cap that locks this in place so that you can't accidentally knock the overflow tank off the back of the bath. If we take a look inside the bath, one other thing you'll notice is that there's no magnetic stirrer bars anymore. There's actually a proper stirring mechanism with an impeller on the bottom, which is behind this cage that you see in the center of the picture. On the left, you can see the control probe, the probe that will actually be used by the microbath for setting temperatures, is no longer kind of embedded underneath the floor or in the outer walls of the bath. It's actually in the volume itself. Great for calibration of that control probe. If you've looked at any of the Fluke dry well calibrators or metrology wells or field metrology wells over the last few years, you've seen this as an offering on all of them. This is an input module that has a number of different functions. This connector right here can be used with any of the Fluke PRT reference probes. And if you order this option, it's almost like having a bath and a handheld thermometer in one. So you can purchase a reference probe and then put that inside the bath to compare with the devices you're calibrating. This input module also has 3 and 4 wire RTD measurement capability, 4 to 20 milliamp measurement capability, and thermocouples. There's a small thermocouple jack here as well. All of that comes with that one option. Also over on the left, you see we now have true USB interface as well as RS-232 interface. So the microbath has an integral handle here in the center, and it's balanced very nicely. If you lift it up by that, the weight is nicely balanced. There's also some integral handles on each side down here that can be used for lifting the bath as well. So if you're moving it around a table, around a bench top, these handles are great as well. I have to say, I think Fluke did a great job on this new product, and I had a chance to show the demo unit to a number of my customers while I had it, and the feedback was very positive. So let me show you how these new portable baths compare to the original microbaths. First, there are only 2 models in the new series, but they cover a wider temperature range than the previous 3 microbath models. The model 7109A covers -25 to 140 degrees C, and that is 15 degrees higher than the older model 7103, which means that many customers in the biotech and pharma space might not need the higher temperature bath if 140 degrees C is high enough for their applications. The minimum temperature of -25 C is not quite as low as the -30 degrees of the older 7103, however. The new model 6109A covers a range of 35 to 250 C, and that's a full 50 degrees higher than the old microbaths, which topped out at 200 degrees C. In terms of the size of the working area, no comparison here. All the older microbaths had a 1.9 inch diameter by 5.5 inch depth. The new portable baths list the working area as 3 inches by 3 inches, which has a depth of 6.1 inches. While the opening is actually 4 by 4 inches, I think they probably don't want you working right next to the walls of the bath for best uniformity and stability. With the larger well size also comes more weight. The heaviest of the older microbaths, the 7103, is 22 pounds. The new 6109 is 35 pounds, and the 7109 is 44 pounds. Many of my customers put these on a cart anyway, so that won't be a huge difference. Also with the larger well size comes more fluid. The new portable baths take 2.5 liters of fluid compared to about 1 liter for the old models. Heating times are pretty similar to the old microbaths, but cooling times are a bit longer because of the extra fluid load. In terms of accuracy of the built-in display, big advantages on the new models. Plus or minus 0.1 degrees C versus plus or minus 0.25 degrees C on the older microbaths. For many users, this means that another reference thermometer is not even needed. But if they do need higher accuracy, they can always purchase the -P process input module, which includes that external reference thermometer circuit, and the accuracy of that option is listed as 0.015 degrees C plus 0.007% of reading. So at 100 degrees C, this would be about 0.02 degrees C. However, you must add to this the accuracy of the probe you're using. The built-in 0.1 degrees C accuracy is really very good. Let's talk about price. If we compare the older model 7103 with the new 7109, the price increases by about 30%, which is pretty good considering all the changes and the new features offered. The jump is a bit higher if we look at the 6102 and the 6109, about a 65% price increase. But remember, the max range jumps up to 250 degrees C versus 200 degrees on the 6102. Please remember that the older microbaths are not going away. If you prefer those units, they're still available, and I don't believe Fluke has any plans to remove them from the product line. Use the bath that best fits your application. So to kick off the new product launch, I wanted to offer you some incentives to purchase your units from my company, since we are an authorized Fluke Calibration distributor. For a limited time, I'm going to include for free all of the accessories that you saw in the video before: the adjustable probe fixture, the probe clamp accessory, and the fluid overflow kit. If you don't want those accessories, then I will reduce the price of the main unit by the amount of those items. If I was able to get it working, there should be a link to a PDF quote right below this video in the show notes. Click on that and you should have all the new portable bath pricing with all my incentives included. If you don't see it, just email me at dan@hallassociates.net and I'll send it over to you right away. That's it for episode 7. I'll be working on several new episodes from the Measurement Science Conference, so I should be back with episode 8 within a week or two. Please connect with me on the social media platform of your choice, or click the email sign up button right above this video to be notified about new episodes, sales, and special offers. Thanks for watching.